Hi, everyone, and welcome to Straight Talk with Sophia and One. Today it's December 1st, 2023, and we're going to explore the question or the subject, soul choices, reasons for an unsettled life. And I have the person with me that asked the question, and I'm going to ask him to read the question now, and then
Right.
I'll respond. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I have long been searching for my purpose here, and I know I've spent several lifetimes here as well. Why did I have such a rush arriving here, being born 3 months premature in the 70s? And why am I moving around so much, meeting new people? It's like I can't settle and that I'm not supposed to. I can also create abundance, but I never let it settle either. Last move was 5,000 kilometers to a new job, but not until I totally had given up traveling. I had totally surrendered, which I did, and then the journey began. I know I create all things, but why the struggle? Feels like I'm constantly deprogramming.
Okay. Is that it, or is there more?
It, no, that was it.
That was it? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so the question was answered a couple different ways. I'm going to start with, okay, I'll just start and interrupt me if you need to. Um,
right.
okay, the questioner arrived here right on his time. The circumstances that brought him forth had more to do with things that were occurring than it did with him being in a rush to arrive. Events that he chose to participate in happened for him at specific intervals. His early life, the part where he was not so much in control of his movements or moves, is what is being referenced here. His early arrival set the stage for other events, other arrivals, quotes around arrivals, you might say. He has a catalyzing effect wherever he lands. And when he said that, I said, he is a catalyst? And one replied, very much so.
That's interesting, really, because people tend to open up to me, even with me not saying too much. They're like,
Mm-hmm,
spilling the beans over the life and stuff.
mm-hmm,
And all right,
mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
continue.
you get them too. Okay, well, he says more.
Yeah,
Okay, so he said his unexpected arrival had effects of which he is unaware. What he does is provide a likely environment for something new, for something else to occur, another reaction, which then produces the new one. His question, why do I move around so much, can be answered this way. As a catalyst, he will often remain in one place only until the desired effect has been achieved. It is not that he has been fully aware of this desired effect. It is that once it is achieved, he will sense, quote, it's time to move. And then he will.
yeah. I got that actually as well. Yeah,
Really, really.
lately I got that
Mm-hmm.
specific that because there must be some kind of meaning behind this.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, okay, am I doing some grid work or something not
Mm-hmm.
aware of? And then here you are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I can feel that.
You can feel that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
really
Okay. He says,
makes sense. Yeah,
okay, okay. He said this internal sense of timing and altering his life circumstances may slow down, and this would occur by choice. He may find himself in a place where the opportunities for recurring changes are consistently available. I don't know what that means, but that sounds really unsettling now that I'm reading it.
now
Uh,
I think I know
oh, you do?
what
Okay.
one means because um let's say for work-wise,
Mm-hmm.
I always have a door open,
Ah.
uh, and that's because okay, my thinking is I never know what happens, so if there
Mm-hmm.
is anything, I can always go back, and that's actually happened very much. So
Okay. Okay.
it never fails. Is there is there anything? Then I'm like, okay, I can go back to that, and then I do that.
Okay. Okay.
So it, but it's true in other senses as well, but specifically in the work environment. Yeah,
Okay. He says then that if he does, in other words, um, if he does, meaning if he does find yourself in a place where changes are available, he may choose to remain in a single place, putting down deeper roots, as it were. This will not
mm,
negate his intrinsic purpose, just alter the way in which it is occurring.
right.
And then he
So
said, oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
no, that so that means that I'm as supposed to be exactly where I'm supposed to. So
Hmm. I think if,
I
go
yeah
ahead, go
yeah
ahead.
no I was just thinking loud,
Yeah.
and it makes sense. But it took a while to get there, I can tell you, because yeah,
Hmm.
hence the questions.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
this last 6 months or so have actually given me some answers,
Okay.
and that looks really similar to the answers that comes through here.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Good.
That's really cool.
That's good. That's good. And you know what, when we're done, you'll maybe feel that too. But what I felt after I was finished talking to one about this question is that I got the general sense that, I don't know, that we're all in the right place, doing it the right way for us. Whatever,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, and that is something that I don't know. I don't know 2 years ago or 5 years ago if I would have felt that ever, we were
no,
judging
yeah,
ourselves, judging
right.
ourselves, right? Yeah. So, um,
But I think there are lots of people who have similar questions, and
hmm.
and I understand it completely.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because we're in a human body. We want confirmation about stuff,
Hmm.
and sometimes we don't find confirmation maybe where we want to, and then you have to like, I know it's like a big saying, but I think you have to go inwards and search there,
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, and then you usually get uh, small trinkets and stuff. That's
Hmm.
what I did. I didn't
Hmm. Hmm.
really so much, but
What do they
yeah,
say? That description, the dark night of the soul. I think that applies for all of us at some point.
yeah,
We went way far in and we had to get out. We had to
yeah.
figure.
But the thing is, but we have been so conditioned to look outside ourselves all the
Yes.
time, and
Yes.
it's a deep program. And
Hmm.
if you get through that and actually turn around, then you're like, oh, it's something else.
Hmm. Right. Here's something else. And it's right here. I didn't have to look
Yeah,
anywhere else.
yeah, yeah. That's also one thing I have noticed is when you have a problem, as soon as you see the problem, you get the answer for the solution.
Yes.
It's so often just in front of you,
Hmm.
and you're like, how could I miss that?
Hmm. Yes. So
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
yeah. Continue.
Okay. The questioner is a powerful one, young in spirit, yet not in soul. In quotes around soul. He is an old soul. It is his method of movement that keeps him young in spirit. He's a seeker of the novel, and that remains true at every age. His great joy comes at witnessing the results of adding something new to the mix and watching it happen. This could be an idea, a tone, a process, or a person. The
Yeah,
que Does that sound right?
yeah. It's yeah.
Okay.
Constant search for a
Okay.
new, and I want to be. one of those building the new earth, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's here.
Yes.
It's not that we're going somewhere else,
No.
as one might think. It's here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it really resonates.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He said, the questioner has been such a spark in other now moments, meaning other incarnations.
Hmm.
In this one, he is here to speed up particularly slow-moving areas. Like a ripple in the pond, he does not know while alive the reach that his presence has. He has accelerated the process again and again. When he decided to participate, it was his intent to have widespread effect. His many moves assures that he achieved that. We will speak now of his origin. He is a traveler, not one who consistently incarnates to Earth. Yet he is correct in that he's been here before. Travelers are comfortable with movement and fluidity. This is part of the reason for his ability to consistently create abundance. In order for abundance to be continual, a constant flow is necessary. Money intends to move. It is a tool. As such, it's only useful when it fulfills a purpose. In money's case, its purpose is trade for things physically desired or necessary. This questioner is at home with movement. What this means is that he's not attached to money and therefore experiences it as easily arriving and departing. That made me laugh.
That's so true. So I wouldn't believe it.
I thought that was great. And departing, I
Yeah,
went, oh, okay. His
money in, money out.
yes, right, right. But he made it sound like, and that's what it's for. It's supposed to do that.
Yeah,
He's
it's a flow.
right, it's a flow. His ease with this movement creates a framework for a good deal of movement with it. And then he said, it's not suggested that he change his attitude around money, for it assists him, meaning your attitude assists you. It's a good, you have a
Mm.
good attitude. He said, if there is a desire for more stability in the financial arena, it's suggested that he place some of it, what is gained, into stored value. He will know what is best and what choices may, and his choices may change as the world does. So, you know, I've never heard one give financial advice before, so I'm not sure what to make of that. And I'm
I
not,
know,
do you know
I
what
know
he
what you
means?
means.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
okay. Okay. Because I just thought, okay, I'm not in the
Uh,
business of doing that, but
he's so on the right on the money, spot on. So I, I
okay.
I can say that because I have, you know, I've been aiming for, let's say, doing some more saving, and I'm, well, let's say, and I have given away lots of my power and flow in
Mm-hmm.
my days, but
Mm-hmm.
now I'm keeping it in-house and, family, and
Mm-hmm.
it's totally different.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and yeah, I know what it means.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Um, good. Um,
Perfect. That's funny.
it was funny. I went, wow, okay, here we go. He said he said he is here now to instigate change. As has been explained, he's a catalyst, and this he does without a specific or direct plan. This he does by the very nature of his being. His other times here on earth were for similar reasons. He is a powerful force.
Mm,
Um, so, and then he said, let us speak here about life's purpose.
mm,
For indeed, you all have one, more than one, actually, and in some way, your life will complete its purpose. Remember that your reason for physical life is physical experience. This is the playing field. that stretches out each moment of creation so that its beginning, its middle, and its end are clearly and deeply felt. We've called this experience, and it is an apt definition. You are here to experience every available emotion, action, and result. You are here to deepen your knowing of creation itself. This happens wherever you are and within whatever you are engaged in. Much of it you are not conscious of, yet it is occurring. Let it
So there's always a plan. Sorry.
go ahead.
So there's always a plan, but we're not aware of it.
Right,
Okay. Mm,
right,
of
right.
course. Yeah. Well, it makes sense. Except you
Mm-hmm.
don't. You want. You know what? It's like when you're in school. You want the answer. So you look you flip the book and look in the back
Yes,
side.
right, because
It's
it's
like,
always
all
there.
right. Oh, I
Yeah,
I knew that.
I knew that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I guess the universe doesn't quite work that way, and I know it's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Well, because the responsibility for it is ours. And that's the thing, isn't
exactly.
it? Right? It's like we do know the answer because we're creating it. We're
Right. Yeah.
we're
Right.
seeing it and saying, okay, that's what it's going to be. Somewhere inside of us, even if we're not aware of where it came from.
Well, that's the thing, yeah, because I think then most of us, or if not all, I guess, then we have some kind of plan and a purpose, of course, but we don't know that until we, let's say, detect it or yeah,
Hmm.
recognize it.
Hmm.
Hmm. Like now, for
Like
instance.
now, and I think,
Yeah.
Ray, what you said earlier about, realizing in the last 6 months, 8 months, whatever you said, um, eh, I think it's that way for all of us. This journey that we've been on since 20, well, 2010, 11, 12, or
Yeah.
earlier for
Yeah. I
some,
know.
right?
Yeah.
It's changed us, and we're more aware of a lot of things now, including why we're here, you know.
Yeah, but
Feels
it takes so long time. Everything. It's so slow.
it is. It
It's
is.
like,
I
come on,
I know. I
get
know.
her done.
Get her
Yeah.
done, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, but it's really interesting and fascinating at the same time.
Hmm.
Uh,
It's a rich story for sure.
it is. I
Mm.
mean, everything that's going on, and I mean, um, especially for the last 2 to 3 years,
Oh my
and
goodness.
with
Yeah.
the divide of sorts. But then
Hmm.
nature healed itself. I
Yes.
don't think that was expected.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you have always a flip side
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
things.
Right.
Interesting.
It is
Depends
interesting.
where you focus.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. We could talk for hours about the last three
Yeah,
years.
I know. I know.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That was what is that was an accelerated learning program for us, I think. And here
Yeah,
we are.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
To say
Yeah.
the least.
To say the very least. Yeah. Yeah.
Turbocharged.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what it felt like. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, all right, I'll keep going. He
yeah,
said,
yeah.
all right. So he goes on to say, let's talk about, quote, can't settle down and, quote, don't know that I'm supposed to. And
Mm.
then he said, there's no single template for an earth human incarnation. And by this is meant there is no single path. Individual paths are cast by the being him or herself. There's no right way or wrong way to be human. There is the chosen way. The mere
Mm.
fact, the mere fact that the question is asked here demands that it be answered. Settle down is a familiar term for all or most Earth humans. It implies, among other things, a steady job, quotes around steady, a family, a sense of being permanently and finally rooted to a single residence. And here I added something of my own because what came through was he referred to you specifically as a traveler.
Mm,
And what came through when he was giving this last definition is that travelers consider the entire planet their place of residence. And so they often don't have difficulty settling in different areas, and frequently moving is not so much of an issue because they move from planet to planet, reality to reality with alarming regularity. So I thought that was, and that came through pretty strong. Like that's one of the reasons that it's easier perhaps for you than it would be for somebody that doesn't have your um
right.
origins, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense because it's um I'm rather easy to connect with people, or not rather. I have really easy to connect with people,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't matter where I am actually.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it has never been an issue
Mm-hmm.
actually, and yeah, so that makes lots of sense as well. And I like to travel.
Mm-hmm. You do. Okay.
Yeah, I was like more like I haven't looked at it like traveling actually, but now when I look at it, it's like of course it's a travel all the time because
Mm-hmm.
you when you think of let's say traditional traveling, you're like going on vacation somewhere
Mm-hmm.
and then you go back
Right.
and you visit tons of maybe places. But I have been going to places and live there,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
even though maybe not abroad every time. It's still a
Mm-hmm.
new place.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's interesting. Makes a lot of sense.
Does it?
Now I went abroad the last time,
Okay.
and now I'm actually not in my home country. I'm in the neighborhood country.
Okay.
So and it's very similar to the home country. So
Okay.
yeah,
Do you, I want to, well, I'm going to share something. My partner actually has been called a traveler.
right.
Um, and he has mem vivid dreams, and I'm just going to ask you if you have them. He has vivid dreams of other lifetimes, other people, different kinds of beings, not essentially human. Some of them are.
Mm.
Um, and I didn't wondered if you had that. He has those, or used to. He doesn't have them lately, but years ago he had them all the time. He would have these dreams of being in other planets, other places, other people where he's
Well,
living
not
it.
so much other places like that. No, no, not like that. I
Well,
do remember stuff when I see movies, actually.
oh, really?
So,
Okay.
and I have a bunch of them that I'm like, wow, you know,
Yeah.
you immediately feel like, okay, that there's something there,
Okay. Okay.
and I won't list them all here, but there are a bunch of them
Really? Yeah.
that you probably will recognize.
Like science
Um,
fiction type of movies.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what you mean. Some of them.
it's labeled science fiction, but I know it's
It's
not.
not, right? I know. Well,
So
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
you just flip it, and
Mm-hmm.
like Cloud Atlas and some other movies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's more like I have been working like that, but I am dream I dream a lot every now and then, but then it's um well I think I do a lot of work when I actually
Yes.
dream
Yes. Mm-hmm.
because I'm
Yes.
so tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some dreams I remember, and
Uh-huh.
actually lots of fighting in the dreams sometimes
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
but no, I know I haven't been dreaming about other places that I know of. I
Okay.
remember,
Mm-hmm.
but I know I know I'm not from here,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so
Right.
that's
Yeah.
nothing
Okay.
new.
That's nothing new. Yeah. Yeah. I
And
like.
there's some animals I resonate more with than others.
Mm-hmm.
I, I love all animals more or less, but there are
Mm-hmm.
some that are like more. you know, comes to you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have the elephant, you have the lion, you have the bear, you have the eagle,
Yeah.
all those
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
very
Yeah.
specific.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So sometimes I wonder, okay, I want to know where I am from,
Mm-hmm.
but then maybe I'm not shown that so specifically because I don't know, for reasons I don't know.
You're right. 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 Yeah. I don't
So
understand exactly how that works either.
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe I will get there sometime.
Mm-hmm.
But
No,
I know it's beyond this galaxy
yeah. Yeah.
for
We'll,
sure.
yeah, we'll all find out eventually.
Yeah,
Uh,
we will.
um, okay. I'm gonna
But
keep reading.
dream, yeah.
Okay. Were you gonna say something before I go
No, no,
on?
no,
Okay.
no, no. Continue.
All right. So he said the questioner is one who came for purposes that require movement, a lot of movement. And then he goes on to say, it may surprise you to know that for each of you, your quote job has nothing to do with the reason you get a paycheck. Your earth human job is your soul's purpose, and there are multiple layers of purpose for each incarnation. It's never just one. We are, meaning all of creation, the we means all of creation, steadily approaching a nexus point. And I just, when he said that when I was typing this up, I looked up nexus point to the definition of it is a connection, a link, a causal link, or a center of
Mm.
focus. Um, he said, once reached, many things and people will settle down as there is much work to be done in each locale. And then he said, did you want to say
Yeah.
something?
No, no, no.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. At this point, our questioner may discover reasons to stay put. Yet, as was said earlier, if he intuits that it's time to go, then go he must, or he will remain internally unsettled. The force of
Right.
society and culture is real. So the feelings of should do this or should do that in order to accommodate that force is also quite strong. It is a testament to the questioner's level of self-authority that he poses the question at all. He has been driven to consistently travel and has answered drive. Noticing that it's not the traditional way to proceed makes sense. Traditional does not mean correct or even best suited. For some, it might be, yet not for this questioner. A term used here was, quote, had to give up. Know that it's not so much a giving up, but a change of direction. Changes can always be altered and are, in fact, catalysts for something new. He is a catalyst, he is a traveler. Both of these ask for more relocating than the norm. He can decide when and if the relocating slows down or stops. As has been said, there are layers of purposes to a soul's earth incarnation. In the questioner's case, as a catalyst, he has witnessed the effect of his presence on relationships and circumstances, and in recent times, even products. And I don't know what he meant by that. Um, Without fully being aware that he was the added ingredient inspiring the result. There are many cases in his lifetime that the result wasn't witnessed by or told to him, yet it happened. And his role as catalyst was confirmed and completed. His sense of it's time to go would occur once that happened. What is happening for him lately is a change, and this is due to the frequency change on planet Earth. It is as if positive alteration is, quote, in the air everywhere or almost everywhere. the frequency is more cooperative and conducive to love in its broadest sense. What this means is that it won't be necessary that he move in order to find a place where he could achieve the desired effect. He could achieve it just about anywhere. And change is very much the world's agenda right now. His time approaches. Let
That
us,
sounds
what?
that sounded interesting.
Didn't it? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
continue.
yeah. Let us speak then on events and their significance or meaning for a lifetime. The options for explaining purposes and reasons will expand as your consciousness does. This is happening now in real time. And this reminds me, I'm just going to interject what we were talking about earlier, that you have a sense now of knowing why you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all of us are getting that sense, and we didn't have it before. And I think it's because of the frequency and everything that's going on.
Right. Something has lifted and something has changed big
Mm-hmm.
time, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And just this last couple of months, let's say, yeah, 6 months.
I think so too. Yeah, about 6 months since
Yeah.
about sometime in the summer, late spring,
Mm.
early summer, maybe. Yeah, or here anyway. Um, and then he said, if you think about a magic trick in which a coin appears and disappears, those in the know realize that the coin has not disappeared at all, but instead has moved. Those not in the know believe it is gone due to some sort of magic. As your consciousness and awareness grows, you become someone in the know. And this is evidenced now by the current questioning of corporate media's narrative. By some, but not by all. Those who question see that there are other possible explanations for what it is they are seeing. Consciousness expands in all directions. In the questioner's case, his premature arrival has another explanation. With that explanation, he was right on time. And that explanation is that you're a catalyst and you had to come when you came. I don't know. That's what he said at the beginning.
Mm. Yeah,
Um,
right.
he said, as evolution accelerates, so does consciousness. You are able to envision more and take in additional possibilities. All of this lends itself to a greater ability to create. What you are leaning into now is a honing of these skills. It all starts with a belief as to what is possible. As ideas around possibilities expand, so does your skill at manifestation. Belief and intention are critical components of creation. And finally, there is acceptance. And there's just a little bit left here, but I wanted to say that many years ago, in a conversation with someone, um, a non-human, I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
I was told we're talking about free will, and I was told that, well, you think you have free will, but how free is it if you can't imagine, you know, beyond the boundaries of your reality and what you're allowed to see and what and that makes, to me, that's what one is saying here about consciousness expands in all directions, and you can start to see additional possibilities for things as your consciousness expands. And I think that's what's happening for us now.
Right. Because
Right?
I haven't been thinking about exactly that. That this with
Mm-hmm.
um when everybody talks about free will. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, nah, wait a minute. that
Mm-hmm.
didn't ring true to me
Never.
because, as you say, there was something missing with that. And as you say, I mean, if you have free will, then I think you would do everything
Right.
you're supposed to, but
Mm-hmm.
we're not. So
Mm-mm.
something is not well, let's say as it's supposed to be from I think, or something, yeah, has to change, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
happens now. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I totally agree with that. Actually,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it
there's more
feels
to this.
right. And it feels like it's connected to fear and lack of fear. And that's
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, almost everything is linked to fear
Mm-hmm.
on this planet. That
Mm-hmm.
keeps people down. And I mean, it starts really early, actually.
Mm-hmm.
If you think of it, it's like, okay, do I have the right education? Do I have the right job?
Mm-hmm.
And so on and so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
on. And if you take that away and just let people create, then everyone has a talent for something,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
that would be nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everyone did what they wanted.
What they wanted to do, and we're allowed to
Yeah, yeah,
um
exactly. Because I think people are like, oh, everyone has to work. Yeah, but work on their own terms,
yes,
I would say.
right, exactly, exactly. And we are also different in
Yeah, we're supposed to be different.
we're supposed to be different. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, well, if I was doing what I'd love to do, and then you hear
Mm.
something completely different than what they do, you know. I don't know. Maybe some of us dream of being accountants, but I don't think many of us, you know?
I don't think there's so many. Well,
No,
but but
but
there
maybe.
probably one or two, I guess.
Yeah. And that would be enough. That would be enough for us. We don't need any more, right?
We don't need anymore. Yeah,
Oh,
that's funny.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
essentially, I'm actually doing what I'm love to do, and that's moving around. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which is, I
But
think, amazing, actually, you know, for you.
but then again, I want to move around on my terms, and I guess I
Right.
sort of did it, but not being conscious about it. But when you
Mm-hmm.
add the consciousness to it, then it's actually totally different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So he says one more thing, and this is for you, before we were finished. He said, our questioner is advised to utilize his creative talent in a more regular way. This is the stage into which he enters now, and there are others waiting to learn from him. He only needs to follow his inner guidance system and disregard no with quotes around no. This is not to say be frivolous or without any caution. It is to
Mm.
say it is time for him to be more demonstrative. The current frequency will cooperate with him. He said, this is true for all of you now. It is time. That is all. And he was finished.
Hmm. Then you're like, okay,
Mhm.
creative how?
Right.
But then the how is, I know the how is a big trap.
Mhm.
But I guess oh no, I think I get there. But um, I just have to see how to move
Mhm.
in between and back and forth and what what it is supposed to be.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because I know, when you're a child, yeah, I remember, playing with Lego or stuff. I could,
Mhm.
sit
Mm.
for hours
Yes.
just to find one little piece. I
Mhm.
knew it was there, but I didn't see it.
Yes. Right.
And I found it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had thousands of pieces.
Mhm.
No order. They were like, all in a big bucket or something.
Right. Right. Right.
But yeah, it's yeah, interesting because I have been like, searching for, okay, what I'm supposed to do, and now I know part of it, and that's the traveling thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's something else.
Mm-hmm.
And then teach in some sense. I mean, I have no problems standing in public if need be,
Mm-hmm.
but then I
Mm-hmm.
want to know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's yeah,
I will.
interesting times.
Yeah, I will say that I feel like, at least the feeling that I had from this whole conversation was that your intuitive sense is very well honed, and you will know when it's time for you to
Right.
be
Yeah.
more, what he said here, be more demonstrative, you know,
Mm.
um, and in a regular way, because some other people are waiting to learn. Yeah, that you'll know. And it might,
Right.
yeah, so
Yeah, I
so
think I don't know exactly what it is, but I can
mm,
sense it somehow anyway. It's hard to explain.
mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm,
like trying to explain how to manifest things.
mm-hmm,
I mean, you can look at videos about,
yeah,
people and stuff, and but it still doesn't work. And then
right.
my explanation for it is like putting your foot on the throttle at the same time you put it on the brake.
Yeah, yeah.
That's closest I think I can get to explain how it
Mm-hmm,
works.
mm-hmm,
And then of course each and everyone has to come up with their own stuff.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But that works for me anyway.
Right, right, right. It's it's very exciting times we're in, and you're in specifically. And yeah.
Well, you're part of it. We're all part of it.
We're all
And
part of it. Yeah.
it's amazing to be here now. And as we said before, I mean, we have known each other for like 10 years
Mm-hmm.
plus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it so much has happened along the way. And still it's like a big rubber band when it's going to snap, when it's going to snap.
Right. I know. We're still waiting. And we're getting, I don't know. We've all changed a lot, I think, since the very beginning, but we're all still eternally optimistic, I guess.
Yeah, I think we always will be
Yeah,
to
I
the
do too.
to the to the bitter end.
Yes, to the bitter end. And, we can
It's just
laugh.
how we are.
Yeah, I do. I think that. I really do.
Yeah,
I think
I
that's
think
right.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
At least for me, I can say it. It's just I will always like okay. I think it will turn out good at the end.
Mm-hmm.
We still have some hurdles, but at the end it will be totally fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I do too. And I know there's a lot of people that say you have rose-colored glasses. And I said, that's right. And they're permanently attached to my eyes. So we're never going to change that part. You can change other
That's
things, but not that.
yeah, that's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that. All right.
Okay. So is there anything you want to say before I'm going to close this out in a minute? If you want to say anything else before we do?
No, I think I'm fine. It's has been a pleasure to have this confirmation and have this conversation as well. And
Okay.
I so look forward to have it. And here we are.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're welcome. And thank you for sharing your question in the blog, because I think a lot of people will be helped by it. And I just appreciate you sharing your journey with the rest of us on our journey. And I want to say to everyone listening that that's going to be it for now. We're doing these questions again every few weeks. So we'll see you again next time, and sending lots of love and light to everyone.